Carl sometimes.
Listen in your office, in your car, or even your neighborhood bar.
We're doing it. We're doing it. We're having fun. We're making it happen.
It's fun time.
Open your mouth.
Close your eyes.
We're going to give you a big surprise.
And here it is.
Welcome to Who Are These Broadcasters, the show that can't wait to make the announcement about our pending deal, signing a big six-figure deal with Cast Media. Over there, that's Eric Zane, whose life started for real the day he learned girls can play college football too, and a man for whom this show is going to be unusual, doing a show with a co-host named Eric that actually shows up, Carl Hamburger.
Whoa.
I'm Christian Blatt. Today,
wow, taking shots at Eric Nagel, and rightfully so, I might add. Wow, he's setting me up.
Yeah, I got kids too, Eric. But
oh,
I just want to see if you're watching. That's really what this is. I want to see.
I like it.
I'll
send it to him either way.
Okay, great. That's perfect.
So you don't want to show on Compound Media? Is that what you're saying? All right, yeah, no problem.
No. I think that's exactly where I don't want to head, because I would hate to make some real money doing podcasting. But speaking of podcasting, Carl, I did want to note this week it's my 1-year anniversary, my first appearance on Who Are These Podcasts, and I think everyone can agree the show's only gotten better and better every time I'm on. So thank you.
Well, that's exciting to hear. It flew by, Christian. I feel like we're longtime friends, you and I. So I'm glad that you're part of the team at WATP and WATB. I'm having a hard time keeping these letters remembered now. There's a lot to remember. B's and C's and S's. It's a lot, but very happy that you're part of the show. And of course, Eric Zane's been a part of the family for a number of years, ever since we goofed on his podcast.
Yes.
Which is a great way.
Every once in a while, I'll go back when I feel I'm getting a little too cocky, and let's take that beating one more time.
It's a great way to be initiated into the gang. You know, you can either get sexed in or beaten in. I think people respect you more when you get beaten into the gang. So
yes.
That works well.
Thank you.
Now, on this show, of course, we cover broadcasters, and we love looking at local news.
Others imitate it. We appreciate it.
And we're going to start off with a local news story about a national news story. This was the unmanned military jet. The pilot ejected, and the jet went another, I think, 60 miles or something before it eventually hit the earth. And we get to talk to someone who heard it happen.
I was in the bathroom taking a shave, and I heard a screeching, between a screech and a whistle. I said, what in the world is this? And I heard a boom. Then my whole house shook.
White says he didn't realize it was a plane at the time, so he didn't call anybody.
The first thought came to me, I said, must be a meteorite coming out of space or something? And I said, well, if it's an airplane, it needed to be reported. That thing was flying just too low. So yesterday evening, I said, the helicopters, I was out there walking, and choppers keep flying around. I said, well, somebody must have robbed a bank or killed some people or whatever.
Well, I'm glad that Uncle Remus still has a way about telling the story.
I'm waiting for him to say, I was busting up a chifforobe.
I was born and raised in a briar patch.
So where does this guy live? 1834? Is that where we've traveled to?
What's he got on his back? Is that the parachute that the guy had when he came down? I mean, holy shit, this guy. The Scatman Brothers is alive. Clothes. He's alive and well. Holy fuck.
Well, either that or he's being smart. It might actually be Kevlar. He saw a mostly white news crew coming to his property, and he's like, I better get ready.
Yeah, this guy watches the news. He knows what's up. Yeah. Good point. All right, so we have a follow-up from last week. Last week we played a story where there was Alabama high school bands were performing after a football game, I believe, and the one band, the band director just kept the music going. The police said you got to shut it down. Eventually, he had to get tased in order for them to stop the music from playing. And so we actually have footage of this now. This is the police cam and the footage of this incident going down.
Oh. Wow.
Deployed taser to gain control.
Kids screaming.
The Alabama high school band director shocked with his stun gun and arrested. He's telling the cops to get out of his face. They were trying to clear the stadium following a football game. The cop says, "You will go to jail." And he goes, "That's cool. Thumbs up. All right."
Yeah. Okay.
Now it's getting dark out.
Yeah.
They're turning off the
band,
lights.
Like a Don McLean song. The band refused to yield.
Yep.
I might have said that joke last week. Look at, okay, big finish. God damn. Oh. Yeah, and now one guy looks like Derek Chauvin. That's what's weird.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was expecting. So God. I think I called it last week. I said that band must have sucked, and I was correct.
Yeah, they weren't good.
That's why everyone wanted them to stop. It had nothing to do with anything else.
Okay.
They weren't sure that they would ever get a crowd formed around them again. So it's like, no, we are not stopping playing.
Yes. Oh, I've been to those types of shows where the opening band will not get off the goddamn stage. It's our show. Get off the stage. All right. Now, out in L.A., I don't live in L.A., but our buddy Christian does. There's daytime TV for us is like game shows and talk shows, things like that. Daytime TV in L.A. is just helicopters following people who are being chased by cops, whether on foot or by motor vehicle. It's basically OJ and a white Bronco every day in Los Angeles. That's all that's ever happening there.
The good ones involve multiple forms of transportation, so like the car flips over, they get out, they steal a bicycle, and then they run through some yards. I mean, that'll get you into prime time. So that's what we hope for. Yeah.
Well, this one has a fun finish to it. This is the cops finally corner this fella in his car, and he needs to get out of this car.
Moving over.
Oh.
It's going down
again.
Okay.
Out his
window,
hands.
hands first,
or something.
Yeah. Fucking parkour.
Possibly. Here he goes. I think he's free now. He slid over a little bit. And, well, there you go. He goes a little, a little flip over, jack on the ground. That's exactly what they want him to do.
Oh, yeah. That's points for that. That's pretty great. What's he got on the roof there? What is that?
It's a rainbow stripe to show that he's woke, unlike Howard Stern.
All right, yeah. Okay.
I'm going to give him an 8.5. He stuck the landing.
Yeah. What I didn't clip is the literally 2 minutes before that where he was trying to climb out through the window, but I guess his belt got caught on his mirror, so he just couldn't get out. But finally he
did. Open the door, sir. Open the child lock. Hit the child lock. Open the door.
But, they may have implemented that, the LA County police or the city cops, whatever, because the second that you put your hands down to open the door, that's when you eat like 30 bullets. So,
good point.
You know what I mean?
You got to go out this way. Yeah, right.
And this is the way I'm doing it. You're going to have to you can see my hands. You can see my hands.
No, and Rustica. That was not Chad Zumach leaving the vehicle. Good guess, though. Could have been. All right. We got to switch gears away from the local news and get into some fun politics.
A lot of people talking about Christian and Carl's segment, making it great with who are these politics.
And who's better to talk about than my girl, AOC? AOC, always a pleasure to hear from.
You were quoted back in July saying you look forward to buying a union-made electric vehicle, but you currently have a non-union-made Tesla. UAW already makes some electric vehicles. So why wasn't that? Is it a problem with the the quality? Is it a problem with the style? Is the market just not there?
No, our car was purchased during the pandemic when before a vaccine had come out. So travel between New York and Washington, the safest way that we had determined was an EV, but that was prior to some of the new models coming out on the market that had the range available. But we're actually looking into trading in our car now. So we're looking into it, and hopefully we will soon.
Ugh. What a crock
Do you
of
understand
shit.
that answer? Do you guys understand that answer about the vaccine availability?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. No. We had to buy a Tesla because we couldn't get the jab just yet. Yes, I think that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's quite methodical how she does that rope-a-dope, because honestly, when you said, do you guys understand that? I was like, I don't care. My mind's a fog. It's numb because of the skill that she just put on display.
Yes. She just would have said, GM cars fucking suck. We can all agree on that, right?
Yeah.
This is someone I'm voting for. Well, whether I agree with that or not, it's just more fun.
Right.
But I do have one serious problem with this interview, and that is AOC's top. You got to let those puppies breathe, AOC.
Oh, no.
That's what I'm signing up for here. Come on. What are you doing? All right. Joe Biden is probably the greatest comedic presence we've ever had in the White House. I thought Trump was pretty funny, but nobody beats Biden. This guy is just slaying it every week, and this is no exception.
And two of the great artists of our time representing the groundbreaking legacy of hip-hop in America, LL Cool J. By the way, that man's got biceps bigger than my thighs. I think he's...
Yikes.
And MC Light, both of you, thank you.
Yeah, boy. What the fuck? Can't say that, you asshole.
Well, I'm a little disappointed he forgot about Curtis Blue and Run DMV. Always a long line to see Run DMV, I have to point out. But worth it.
I like that even in Biden's, constant fog, even he's like, oh, wait a minute, I can't call him boy, can I? You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, it's not the good old days anymore, is it? I have to call him a man for some reason.
He can call him LOL Cool J, but he doesn't want to call him boy. That's good idea there.
By the way, does that conversation happen behind the scenes where they say, Mr. President, you can't call people boy like that? Do you think they actually say that to him?
That's a good question, because I wonder if he dresses that person down. What'd you say to me, boy? I'm sorry. Sorry, Mr. President. You're right. My bad.
Oh, fuck.
That would be a fun reality show, right? Just after he gets off the stage and he's just delirious and his meds are wearing off and it's just the conversations he has with his people there. I'd sign a pay-per-view for that.
Seriously, the whole idea of the concept of he's like being bullied into all of this and they beat the shit out of him all the time and he doesn't even want to be there, but everybody gives him a hard time about it, so he has to.
So speaking of cognitive decline, let's check in on our boy Trump, who's also out there campaigning.
We have a man who is totally corrupt and the worst president in the history of our country, who is cognitively impaired, in no condition to lead, and is now in charge of dealing with Russia and possible nuclear war. Just think of it. We would be in World War II very quickly.
What's with the Schindler's List music?
Yeah, is that get added into whoever made this video, or is that playing?
I believe that that was played at this event. They underscored it with that. I don't think that because I saw different versions of this clip, and it seemed like that's where they always had it. And I think it's I don't know. I think it's bad form to be talking about an Alzheimer's politician while you also think World War II hasn't happened yet.
Well, look, Christian, in his defense, they were going to build time machines, but then we had to make all those ventilators, if you remember. Right. And so all the resources went to that, but we'll get around to it eventually.
We wanted AOC to buy an American car. All right, we had our priorities.
Isn't this the same guy who said that during the Revolutionary War we took the airports over or something like that? I'm pretty sure it was one of his more fun gasps. But yeah, World War II. That's a weird one for him. I was a little taken back by that. All right. Trump is out there. He's with the people. He's a man of the people, as we all know, even though he is a billionaire. He loves hanging with the regular folks and signing autographs. This must have been a fun day for him.
Girl's not even looking at him.
It's a group photo.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, all right. He's going to sign her tit, but
But
on the clothing, to be classy.
On the clothing, yeah.
Yep.
It's not the 90s anymore, Donald. On the clothing.
Look at the two behind her, too. They're wet.
Did she ask for it? Did she ask for it on the forearm? Or he just grabbed her forearm and started signing it, didn't he? I got to see that again.
I think it was like, I got to touch skin at some point. And by the way, the perfect song is playing in the background while he's getting to do this, while he's writing on this woman.
Oh, proud to be. Oh. Oh. Where's the trim spotter to lead her back behind the bar?
Right? No, the part that you couldn't hear there because the crowd was yelling was when he told her that she could never be a 10 with those breasts. You can't be a 10 and have small tits.
Look, the important things he's still 100% lucid on. He's absolutely right. It always comes back to that, Carl.
That's just fun. I don't know. I'd like to see Biden sign the.
Oh yeah, boobs. I have no problem with any of this. If you want to be of the people, you want to be of the people. That's definitely something that you're gonna need to do. Sign some titties.
Correct.
Yeah. Biden could try and do that right after he's done shaking hands with the flag that's standing behind him.
All right, I was going to work in an AOC breast comment, but I think you win with that one.
I apologize.
All right, we got no, please. We have to stay on Trump. One more clip here that we have, because Trump makes an accusation here about China that we might be able to, I don't know, maybe argue against it.
Not one president got 10 cents from China. I got hundreds of billions of dollars from China. They weren't too happy with me. Hence the China virus.
No. What he's saying is that they developed that on purpose because they were pissed at Trump to get back at him on that. Do you think that's true, Christian?
God. What are the YouTube rules right now on this, Carl? Are we allowed to agree with him? Do we just ignore it? Or do I look in the camera and say, I don't even know what that means? I'm not even sure. Am I allowed to have an opinion on this?
We're not allowed to agree with them. That I know for a fact.
Okay.
But I will say, though, that if that were true, they probably would have had a cure first. That's kind of how biological warfare works, you know?
I think that their people wouldn't have died in the greatest numbers from it if that was the plan.
I think it's fair to ask the question, do you think that of the people that are viewing or listening, more than 50% actually believe him?
You mean watching our show or watching him speak?
This show. No, this show.
I don't know.
Because on the RSBN, I believe it's 98.9% agree with him. So.
All right, I'll put out a Twitter poll after this.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
I know I won't. It'd be fun if I did, though. All right, we have a lot to talk about in the world of sports, or is it sports? Not really. Taylor Swift broke the NFL this weekend.
Home of the hourly triple play.
W-A-T-B. Who are these sportscasters? Just listen and find out. Who are these sportscasters?
Now, as I believe everybody knows at this point, Taylor Swift is dating Travis Kelce, the tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, and she showed up to the game in Kansas City this past weekend. Kelce scored a touchdown, and the cameras were ready for her reaction.
Lofting end zone, there it is, the touchdown to Kelce.
By the way, Some folks suggested she was with Dennis Rodman, and they're like, oh, that's fucking racist. It's like, no, it doesn't. He looks like Dennis Rodman. What the fuck is wrong with it?
He looks like Dennis Rodman from 38 years ago. Dennis Rodman has more holes in his face.
All right.
What I think is, I'm going to kill the volume on this. Just watch the reaction. What I think is interesting here is she's standing next to Travis Kelce's mom right here.
Right.
And I get the feeling, this is a new girlfriend, I get the feeling that Travis Kelce's mom is not impressed. Not impressed. Like, you can just tell by the reaction of, like, Taylor Swift, like, going nuts, like, oh my God, my boyfriend. She's just like, ugh, it's not about you, sweetie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, look at that. She's jumping up and down. The mom's just, like, politely tapping on the glass in front of her. Yay. Good job, Travis.
She's screaming like an idiot. Her mouth she has a gigantic Steven Tyler mouth. And it's huge. The size of her mouth is actually gigantic. She's screaming like an idiot.
All right, what do you think is her mouth's dick capacity, Eric, if you had to guess?
That's a 4-dick mouth. I mean, it's huge.
That's a 4-dick. Yeah, all right. Nothing wrong with that, by the way.
Four Kelsey dicks or 4 regular sized dicks? I'm just asking for the audience.
Yeah, that's right. He's a big dude. Okay, I don't know.
How the hell do you guys know Travis Kelce's penis size?
How do you not, Carl?
It's
How do
probably
you
not
know?
I doubt it's a pin, for fuck's sake. I mean, the guy's like a behemoth.
You know, I'm just realizing this now. Part of the reason why Kelce's mom was just kind of politely standing and clapping, the score is 40-0 at this point. It's not like, it's kind of a dick thing to get that excited about a touchdown when your team is already blown out the other opposing team.
Well, that tells me that Mama Kelsey took the Bears and the points, so that's why she's not really able to celebrate. You know,
very possible.
In my, side note, I think all of this success, Mahomes and Kelsey and all the commercials, Mahomes family, they're all pains in the ass. This whole distraction of Kelsey and the chick, all of this is it's jumping the shark. People are gonna hate the Chiefs. You know what I mean? And I'll bet you that this relationship becomes a huge distraction for the team.
Hey, Eric, I already do hate the Chiefs. All right, they've knocked the Bills out of the playoffs a couple times in previous years. So yeah, no, I'm way ahead of the curve on that one.
Good,
I agree with you on every single. I think I have that written in my notes somewhere. Jump the shark, because this is insane. So now the announcers, because Taylor Swift is in the building, I know she's a big deal. I know she's very famous, but I can tell you this: football fans don't give a fuck. They really don't care. You should have seen when we were watching the Bills game at my house the other day, and they announced that Usher's the halftime show. That's the only thing people cared less about than Taylor Swift was at the Chiefs game. Right. We don't give a fuck about this stuff.
Who's fucking next? De La Soul for the Super Bowl show? Jesus.
I know.
At least it would be entertaining.
Oh, we got a De La Soul fan here, I see.
I mean, if they're going to start with Me, Myself, and I, then sure. I at least know one De La Soul song as opposed to Usher.
I can't name one Usher song. And then everyone looked at me like I was an idiot. And I go, well, what's this song? Like, we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not just me.
I just wasn't he molested by Michael Jackson? That's about the only thing I know about him.
Not Macaulay Culkin. I said Usher.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought
Corey Feldman is not playing the halftime show.
I could have.
Oh my God! I wish he won. Can we sign a petition to get Corey Feldman to be the halftime entertainment? That would be fucking amazing.
The lights go down and Ascension Millennium starts playing. Yes.
Yes. I'm the comeback king. Oh, fucking love that guy. All right, moving on. So this is everyone's very excited, including the announcers, that Taylor Swift is at the game. So they have to mention her name as many times as possible.
Well, it looks like Taylor Swift picked a good day to come here to Arrowhead. Trent McDuffie does a great job pulling on that front tip of the ball. That's where you want to attack it. They teach these defenders attack the front tip and the back tip.
I give Taylor my front tip.
Yeah.
He pulls it out, and you said Willie Gay. You mentioned he comes up with it, but man, they got Taylor Swift here. Their offense has found their rhythm. Kelsey's catching balls. I mean,
well, Kelsey's probably not the only one catching balls tonight, if I had to guess.
It was all very sexual. Tip, gay, balls. Jesus.
But did someone alert them that like Swifties are tuning in and they have to say Taylor's name to keep them engaged throughout the entire game. Like, who gives a fuck?
Well, I mean, maybe because they are doing a TV show, and I saw the statistics about jersey sales and people that were watching the game went through the roof just because of it. So probably.
Oh, no shit. Well, there you go then. All right, well, in that case, let's watch Taylor Swift jumping around a little bit more.
We all need to calm down, and I'm not talking about the podcast. I'm talking about having Taylor Swift here. I don't know who jumped higher after a Travis Kelce touchdown. If it was Taylor or Greg Olson when he heard she was going to be at the stadium today. And of course, you know, Travis Kelce, Jason Kelce with their podcast, New Heights. Travis had one of the best quotes saying, you know, she rocked it here at Arrowhead in the summer with her concert. If she comes out here, I'll have to put on a chauffeur. He did that even in warm-ups. My goodness.
Yeah.
In intros?
Quite the day, right? Unbelievable. Quite the day for the Chiefs, who 41-0.
I'm very disappointed there isn't other camera angles on Taylor Swift jumping up and down. They only had the one on there? Really, Fox? Come on, guys.
By the way, I thought Taylor said she was an Eagles fan last year. Wasn't that in Eagles shirt in one of the songs? I guess not anymore. No.
Allegiances change fast. I think my favorite part of that shot, Taylor Swift is chest bumping for Travis Kelce's touchdown, and Mama Kelce's just standing next to her. She's like, honey, I've seen 71 of these.
Talking about ex-girlfriends?
Right, yeah. Can you imagine if Al Michaels was in here? And he'd be like, fuck this, all right? Fuck this.
Yeah, we got Al Michaels coming up in a little bit. Al Michaels is getting a little cranky, I've noticed, which is fun.
Light tap on the glass, and she wasn't overly excited about it.
Donna was on air in the Super Bowl.
She's like...
Okay, so they're also commenting on the fact that Mama Kelce is not as excited as Taylor is.
Right.
I do love the sportscaster mentality that they're breaking down the clip, and it's like, yeah, and if you slow it down, you can see as her shirt goes up, you might get the outline of an areola through the white tank top. And if we get the other angle, we might get some side boob.
Yeah, thank God for super slow-mo. As soon as they went to 30 frames per second, it really did help with seeing the boobs bouncing back and forth. Now, Aaron Andrews talking to Patrick Mahomes after the game. Now, Patrick Mahomes isn't fucking Taylor Swift as far as I know. Taylor Swift didn't catch any touchdowns as far as I know. Why her name would come up in the post-game interview makes zero sense to me.
Do you realize how much pressure there was on you today from the Swifties to get Travis Kelce a touchdown with Taylor in the house today?
Yeah, I heard she was in the house.
Did you feel it? Did you feel the pressure, Patrick?
I felt a little bit of pressure, and so I was trying to get to Trav. And of course, on a route that Travis he does his own thing and just makes up a route, and I throw it to him. So I think he wanted to get in the end zone just as much as all the Swifties wanted him to.
Appreciate you. Thanks for having fun.
What do you mean by end zone?
Yeah, that can promise you the technical director was in her ear saying, ask a Swift question.
Yep.
We gotta kick the ratings into high gear.
Well, they also wanted to show that replay of her jumping up and down again. They needed an excuse for that.
as many times as they could. In the last clip, she was like, all right, we all need to calm down. And then she's like, by the way, Patrick, what do you think about all the Swifties we're watching you today?
Wow.
If I'm Patrick Mahomes, the answer to that question should have been, go fuck yourself, Aaron Andrews. I've played in, how many, 2 Super Bowls now? You think I'm concerned that the Swifties are watching? You nuts?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Well, I expected Mahomes to end his statement with hacka. He's had a very traveling sounding voice today.
So true.
All right. One more clip because we got to watch these two lovebirds leaving the stadium.
Oh.
Look
at his face.
Hey,
how you doing?
Oh, hey. If you stop it right at that moment when Swift's face is not yet in the shot and you just see Kelce, that's a look like a fuck you. Oh,
yeah,
no.
You're right. You're like, put your fucking phone away, asshole. I will murder you.
By the way, fun fact, the guy who shot that video is Walter Payton's son.
Really?
Yes. One of Walter Payton's kids does content like this. And
no shit.
He's the one who came up with this video.
Well, I hope he was able to evade the tackle that Kelce wanted to
look at him
throw at him.
And by the way, I know how people that are rich, famous, he's 33, he's young. But that's the most ridiculous piece of clothing I've ever seen on a man. What a fucking child. Look at this asshole.
Yeah, JFK Head Chunk says, nice outfit, queer.
Yeah, this guy's a fucking badass tight end, and he's dressed like a fucking asshole.
Those are his work clothes. He's a house painter during the week. All right, they don't pay the way they used to in the NFL.
What a fucking dick!
All right, so you guys sent over these clips, but I need to know, like, what are they doing today? Can we get an update, or what are they going out to lunch together? Are they hanging out this evening? I need an update on these two.
I think Dak Prescott slid into her DMs since
Okay.
this because he figured maybe I can at least do this.
Oh, and interesting, his left hand there, you can tell he's it's kind of hanging there, like wishing her hand was in his hand. It's just awkwardly hanging there. It's strange to me.
You're right.
Oh yeah.
So
I've
you
been
here
there.
to say, Easy, are you here to tell me that they are not fucking? They have not fucked yet. Is that what you're telling me?
I would say not yet.
Wow. You heard it here, everyone. Easy
And
says
I'm
they're not fucking.
And I'm starting to buy into Drew and Mike's assumption that she's a prude.
That she does not put out. That's what Drew always says.
Right.
Because why do these guys keep leaving all the time? They're just like, oh, all right. I mean, I enjoy smelling your fingers after you're done with yourself, but can I get something here? What the hell? All right. Now, we're not done talking about women in football, that's for sure, but we got to switch over to talk shows.
I said, can you dig it?
I think so.
WATB. Now who are these talk shows? Just who are these talk shows?
Uh-oh, I've upset my friend Hackride. Hackride is actually subbing for Blind Mike on Who Are These Socials this Thursday and sent me over some clip packages I haven't watched yet. And apparently we're stealing his thunder here. What the hell, man? Now I have to cut new clips. Sorry, Hackride.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
That's tough in worlds.
Or we can just talk about Taylor Swift all week. Whatever. That's fine. Yeah. That's all anyone wants to talk about, obviously.
Got no problem with that.
It's all very exciting. God, I could not care less. All right. This amazing thing happened recently, and the talk shows are all over it. There's this thing in the United States. It's called Division III football. It's basically high school football, but you're too old to be playing that level of football anymore. It's embarrassing, and you're not very good, and you shouldn't be doing it. And apparently, they let a woman play safety on the football field in Division III, and this is to be celebrated by all.
She made her presence known. The 5'6" safety came into the game with Division III Shenandoah up 26 points against Juniata College, registering a quarterback hurry on the way to a Shenandoah win.
That's a
Did
flag.
that quarterback know what or who hit him?
I've had some people come up to after the game until I take my helmet off. They're like, dude, I didn't know you were even a girl.
That quarterback
I'm
definitely
still not
knew he
sure
got hit
she's
by
a girl.
Definitely knew it got hit by a girl. But you're right, though, Eric. When I saw that, the first thing I said was late hit, unnecessary roughing, personal foul, 15 yards. How is there not a flag on that play?
Yeah, if that happened, any other game, that's, and you notice that when she hit him, he kind of slowly fell down. It was it was like one of those things where the kid has Down syndrome on the one play deal. That's what this reminded me of. You see those victory days where they everybody's happy. That's what this was to me.
Right. They let her run through. No one even touched her. And the quarterback, you could tell, was not nervous. The quarterback was not nervous at all about her hitting him. He just kind of let it happen, and they kind of slowly went down.
He should have thrown that ball right in her gash right there.
Well, that's actually in the playbook when you play Shenandoah College. You have to make the right in the gash move. Do you think that the quarterback's teammates have just let this go and they've forgotten about it already? They're probably never going to mention this again to this guy.
Maybe there's some good-natured ribbing going on in the bus. Is that what you're thinking?
I mean, it's possible. Yeah,
just a little bit. Now, you're probably wondering, where have you seen this girl before? Haley, our female D3 football player, why is she so recognizable? Well, I think we have the reason here. There she is!
I knew I'd seen her.
I remember her now.
Long as I'm the hero of this little
She's pretty hot.
Yeah, I've definitely jerked off to her before.
Oh, you know, as an aside, Christian put that together, I think, right? Christian, that was your...
Yeah, that might have been where I was leading it. Maybe
was
you
your
didn't
call.
have the warrant clips in the to-go pile for your shows, but I was.
I don't know if
pretty
Hack
excited
Ride
about
had that, yeah. I don't know. Did you guys see this? I was watching Anthony Cumia yesterday, and he showed a clip of Axl Rose coming out. Yeah, Guns N' Roses out there, and he's singing his song and was going nuts, and he pulled a total Biden. He just tripped and fell on the stage. You guys see that yet? It's pretty
I'll have to check it out. That's awesome.
Yeah. That's always
always
funny.
fun.
When old rockers can't do it anymore.
Uh-huh.
All right. So Savannah Guthrie and Hoda, they need to talk to this girl because obviously this is one of the most important things that's ever happened in sports in the U.S. is that this safety got in a play in Division III in some place. I have no idea where it happened or why it happened, but this is big news that needs to be covered.
Well, you know what? Most of us, anyone who's ever played a sport knows what it's like to ride the bench for a long time and then finally your number gets called. But you didn't just go in and make an average play. You went in there and made a great tackle. Tell us.
That's not a tackle. A tackle is when the guy has the ball and then he's no longer running anymore.
What a fucking idiotic thing to say. Savannah knows something about football. She should have smacked the shit out of her right there.
That's so stupid. You made a great play. Actually, she didn't hinder the pass at all. The guy didn't catch it because he sucks at football. He's playing D3. But it should have happened. They should have completed the pass on this. But
no doubt. The team is full of, like, they got a blind guy. One guy's got a fake leg. Another guy's like fucking Rudy and sleeps in a locker room. The whole thing is a pile of shit.
But blind Mike Geary had 4 touchdowns the week before. So let's not get too excited.
Yeah, fuck this
Tell us
chick.
what it felt like in that moment.
I mean, words really can't describe, but if I had to put it into words,
I would say heaven wasn't too far away that day.
it was just an amazing moment because, you know, I've been like you said, 2 years. That's a long time to be sitting on the sideline. And, you know, I earned every moment of it because, you know.
Here's some pom-poms. Get up and do something.
Yeah. And if you notice, that fucking tackler tight end didn't even pay attention.
No,
did
not even
She
care.
was unblocked. And she probably said, let me go free and you got pussy tonight. So open up the door.
Yep.
You know, you don't see not even half the things that go in
Look at
behind that moment.
That's bullshit.
So to me, it was just a big moment to be able to crush my own goals and then make a statement for just the football community and, you know, show that women can play the game at whatever level that may be.
What? That's clearly not true.
Asshole.
I think we know what the level is. It's D3 in garbage time when your team is up by 26 points. That's what they said earlier. And you know, the coach is like, all right, we gotta rest the starters, you know, the real players. So yeah, go ahead, get in there, see what you can do.
This is such a crock of shit. If she had just said, yeah, I'm glad to be here, but this is a big overstatement. I didn't do anything. This is dumb.
Right.
But
Correct.
instead,
That's
she's
what she should
leaning
have
into
said.
this like she's, you know, just won the Super Bowl. It's just I hate every bit of this. It's not not right.
It reminds me of the woman when Don Geronimo said, "Hey, there's Barbie." And the woman who's a sports reporter, I forget what her name is, got all offended by it and wanted Don Geronimo to lose his job, which he did. When she could have just been like, I wasn't offended. It's a compliment. Whatever. It's fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
But she also had to fucking lean into it. It's just like, just because the news media tells you something's important doesn't mean that it is. Trust me, it is not. This is not important at all.
Yeah, I hated that too. I was disgusted that he got fired over that. He's made a career out of making jokes like that. And that was a timely, funny joke.
Yeah, and it was harmless. It was so harmless. Anyway.
I know he didn't call her a whore. He goes, "Hi, Barbie,"
No.
and he gets fucking fired. Fuck that.
I was telling these guys before we started, I watched the Barbie movie last night with my wife, and guess what, guys? Barbie's hot. So it's not the worst thing you could call someone. Throw that out there. All right. So now this football girl is saying some very controversial things that I think could get her into some trouble.
How hard have you had to work not only to be in this kind of shape and be able to play, but also just to kind of overcome those stereotypes and people who don't think that a woman can play at this level?
A lot more than people would think on the outside. It's a lot of work. I mean, I'm not like born, like the guys. I don't have that strength, that speed. So everything I've had to work for, find my edge, be able to just be great at everything I do on the field and off, to be able to be in the position I was on Saturday.
Well, football's a team sport, and when you had that, you were surrounded by some great teammates. How has it been with you in that group?
Well, Hoda, are you familiar with the concept of a train? Yeah, the guys are so funny. They run one on me after every single game and half the practices.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a dumb question, but you're right. She suggested that boys are better than girls or some shit.
Yep, she sure did. You can't say that. Sarah Silverman would not like that.
On network television, she said, "I was born a girl. I'm different than a boy." And I can't. I mean, she'll be canceled by the end of the weekend.
All right. So credit to awful announcing for this next clip. Our boy, the Juice, O.J. Simpson. He has been named the official football analyst. And for a specific team, I won't talk about it right now, but he's being interviewed here on a YouTube sports show hosted by rappers Cameron and Mace. And it's just fun. It's just fun to see the Juice being the Juice again.
I see you talking about me on Twitter the other day, talking about you rooting for Dion, but me and Dion are going down in like 2 weeks, you said, right?
But we got 11 days, baby. It's 11 days before you and Dion. I'm sorry, I love Dion, and I kind of like you. Y'all are going down.
Well, listen, man. I talked to you. I spoke to a friend of a friend of a friend. They, and I hear that you supposed to go to Buffalo, but they trying to get you to come to the game in Boulder. What now? What we doing?
Nah, I'm gonna be in Buffalo.
Now, I see.
They got Miami, man. Tua and Tariq going against my Bills. I got to be there, man.
All right, hold on now. Hold on. Yo.
I will also be there, Juice. Let's hang out.
What the fuck is this? What is happening here?
Hello, Twitter world.
Yeah.
Oh, god damn. It looks like some weirdo Baptist church in Montgomery, Alabama telethon with Simpson. And this is that whole thing I talked to you about. He's being accepted back into the world. He is being assimilated. And all he's done is just ignored all the noise. It's textbook of how you stay afloat.
Hey, Twitter world, this is yours truly.
He lives his life like his Twitter account. He he mutes the replies and he just goes through his day.
Yes. But also, he's 76 years old. He looks great.
Yeah.
This guy, I don't know if being in prison all that time preserved him or something, but he looks fantastic. I'd love to see him back on the mainstream media. He's better than Terry Bradshaw, for Christ's sake.
That's true, but did you just say that you want to see the Juice back on mainstream TV?
I did just say that, yeah. Enough time has passed, don't you think?
Yeah, I guess. Maybe we should revisit that and think about it, bringing the Juice back into some mainstream shit,
All right,
He looks like he could double murder as well as a man half his age.
All right, so there's two things we need to make happen right now. We got to get the Juice at the Super Bowl as an analyst, and we got to get Corey Feldman as the halftime show. This should be easy. We can pull this off, guys.
Super Bowl's in Vegas. This doesn't sound that crazy, Carl.
Fuck. Yeah, it's going to be easy. All right. No problem. Although the last time the Juice was in Vegas, I don't think he wants to go back there. I don't think he likes it there very much.
I don't know if he's allowed to go back there.
Yeah, he might not be allowed to go back there.
It's been so long since that all happened that I actually support the murder now.
She had it coming, right? Is that what you're saying, Easy?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
All right, so Christian wrote for this next clip, proving that Zoom is terrible is both the best and worst thing to happen to broadcasting. Mace joked That's the killer I know about Simpson's USC allegiance. And then Cameron adds, I knew he'd try to murder us. So listen closely to this because they both get in a couple of very good lines here.
I knew you would pull some shit like this. I knew you would pull some shit like that. I knew you would pull some shit like that, man. Yeah, what's up? I knew you would try some USC shit today, so I came ready for you, man. Yeah, let's rock. Yeah,
wait till next week. You're gonna see some SC stuff.
Yeah, I knew that you would try some USC shit, so I came ready for you today. Let's get it rocking, man.
That's the killer I know.
Yeah, I knew he would try and murder. I knew he would try some shit like that. Yeah.
Hey, you guys got your hands full with Oregon this week,
Listen,
but you're not pulling for Deion.
Yeah,
I
Travis
think they can beat him with speed, but that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, we got Travis Hunter.
So, Christian, I think what Eric was just saying, I think he heard that and I'm just going to keep going. We're not even going to acknowledge they just called me a killer and a murderer. We're just going to keep talking here.
Yeah, well, I guess 25 years later, I'm almost 30 since the murders. I guess that's the only way you can kind of get by. But I think in this instance, especially the reason I left that clip a little long, you hear how bad his connection is.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, but you guys got Oregon. He's like, I don't know what they're talking about. But,
it's moving on. Whatever.
I'm going to have to watch this show every week because if they keep slipping in one-liners like that, eventually he's going to hear one, right?
Oh, yeah. This show's awesome. I'm in. I'm subscribed. I'm watching every week.
His ability to not react. He has never once cracked at any one point, and he's been, people have yelled shit on the street. He just never reacts. I mean, he's an acting legend, is what he is.
Did you know that somebody once asked him to sign his knife? I don't know if you've ever heard about that.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true.
Okay.
I saw the video clip.
Christian is referring to I lost a $100 bet with John Melendez. Fucking A. I'm still trying to recover from that. It was a tough week for me. All right, let's get back to sportscasters.
Home of the hourly triple play.
WATB, who are these sportscasters? Just listen and find out who are these sportscasters.
We are at Notre Dame, and we have some celebrities who are kicking off the game for us. Dean Norris from Breaking Bad and Jerome Bettis, the bus from the Steelers. And they get confused. Whoever's running this production gets a little confused of who is who when they're introducing these people.
And Dean Norris, who was born right here in South Bend before starring in Breaking Bad. Come on, Dean, bring the noise.
No, that's Jerome Bettis.
Oh, God. And Jerome Bettis. We got the bus, we got Dean, we got everybody here in South Bend. Enjoy the first time. We'll see you at halftime.
A couple things stand out. First of all, who plays a bass drum like this without just hitting it with your shoulder, with not moving your elbows?
Not good technique. Yeah, the rhythm was off too. Yep, I noticed that.
And then the whole concept of that's Jerome Bettis. Oh, fucking great.
Well, there's an easy way to tell those two apart. Jerome still has his hair.
Yes.
So someone should just put a note down for whoever was producing this.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I think in 2023, you're not allowed to see the difference between Dean Norris and Jerome Bettis. They all look the same to all of us. We're just one race. We're one people under God.
There's nothing funnier than when you're watching a boxing match and it'll be a black guy versus a white guy. And they'll be like, and Jackson is the guy in the gray trunks. It's good to know. Thank you. So what happened this past weekend, and I'm not happy about it, is that Miami dismantled Denver. They won 70-20. It's the most points scored in like 50 years or something in the NFL. And you could tell that Denver just gave up. That Denver team was not playing football by the third quarter. And so that's a tough press conference for the coach, Sean Payton, afterwards. And he's not having fun with these questions.
You said it's embarrassing, but this has kind of been a historic game. I mean,
I'm more.
Third time a team has scored 70 points, over 700.
What's the question?
I mean,
what's the question?
How do you feel about it being
I just finished telling you.
Historically embarrassing.
Next question.
Oh, okay. Now, if you were to like compare Peyton to like a dog, the I'm aware, that's a raised lip growl.
Yes.
Okay? I'm aware. The fact that that guy powers through and says, I know you were embarrassed, but you were historically embarrassed.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
Is embarrassed.
Does that change it for you at all that you were historically embarrassed? Oh, no.
Look, there's getting embarrassed, and then there's getting embarrassed when a girl comes out and tackles you. Which one do you think that this is more like?
Here's my question to Sean Payton. Are you going to cash your paycheck? Because you shouldn't. You certainly didn't earn it.
You know,
your team was not ready.
A side note to that game, I read a statistic that the Miami offense, they averaged 10.2 yards per offensive play.
Wow.
Jesus,
that's insane. That's like if they were playing that D3 school with the chick playing safety. I think they would have got the same number of points.
Blind Mike and E-Rock as the safety.
All right. So Al Michaels, we brought him up earlier, that he is now on Amazon streaming, and I am under the impression he thinks no one's watching these games. It doesn't matter what he says. So they're out in San Francisco, or are they? As Al Michaels will point out to us.
Downtown San Francisco, Bay Bridge. You ever notice we come here and all of our aerials are from 44 miles away? I mean, San Francisco, it's beautiful. We got so many scenic. Now, we'd like to bring in aerials from nearby here, but what are we supposed to do? The salt evaporator flats?
Oh.
San Jose Airport?
Now, where was the stick?
I'll hear from that.
Well, I know you will.
Yeah, right.
How far was Candlestick
from here? 40 miles. It's in San Francisco, yeah. Right.
Oh.
Al Michaels is complaining that their new stadium is not in San Francisco.
But I don't know, maybe the broadcast, the truck is just like, yeah, let's get an overhead view of the homeless encampment on Market Street, or, let's follow the parade of needles on the Embarcadero. No, it's, let's just show the sights. We don't really want to see. I think that's in Santa Clara. I don't even know exactly where that is, but it's it's like when you show a Mets or Yankees game, you don't actually want to show people Queens or the Bronx. It's like, look, there's the Empire State Building.
There's Manhattan. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I especially liked his pointing out, I'm going to be busted. I'm in trouble for this.
Yeah.
I
know. Now, I was surprised that this is even controversial. You're a Jets fan, right, Christian?
No, I haven't gone that far. As much as I hate myself for rooting for the Mets, I had to pick some kind of winner. So I like the Giants. Yeah, although not this year so much.
The reason why I ask is because the Jets play in Buffalo every year, so you probably watch games from Buffalo, and what they always do every time is show Niagara Falls. Orchard Park is nowhere near Niagara Falls. It's probably more than 40 miles away from it. That's what they always show.
They might as well show Cardiff Electric's house.
Right. You could see it from Niagara Falls, actually, surprisingly enough. All right. So this is the Dodgers infielder, and they have him mic'd up, and they're talking to him while the game is being played. Is this a regular season game that we're watching here?
Yes. ESPN does this. They used to only do it during the All-Star game, so you're like, okay, the games pretend it doesn't matter. But ESPN does this on Sunday
between
night.
innings or something.
Yeah, but no, ESPN always does this on Sunday night, and some teams are like, no, we're not doing it. The Dodgers, like 4 of them, I think, wore mics during the different points in the game.
All right, so this is actual gameplay, and they're talking to the shortstop in the middle of the fucking game for some reason.
Like using his bats and his gets here, and I don't think it's been a surprise that as soon as I start. Sorry, guys, need to make this play real quick.
Okay, we're comfortable.
Thank you. Well, not that comfortable. It's the first time doing this, but I have to make the play for Lynn. He's gonna get mad at me if I don't do it. No? And I've been using his bats and his gets like using.
He's like, I sure hope my family stays this cool when they're crossing the Rio Grande.
They won't be mic'd up probably for that.
Yeah. He's like, sorry guys, I have to do my job. Hang on.
By the way, I hate this shit. I hate talking to athletes in general. They have nothing to say. I've never heard an athlete say anything interesting ever. I mean, you just heard Mahomes talk about, I'm happy for the Swifties. Like, Jesus, you guys are so boring. Athletes are so boring.
I actually want baseball to encourage them to talk shit to each other. So when they talk, like the manager of the other team can hear it and they're telling each other to fuck off. That, sure, whatever.
Oh, well, remember in football a few years ago, they made it a rule. I think if you drop an N-bomb during the game, you get a 15-yard penalty or something because they talk so much shit in football games. And I was saying, let's get this on on HBO and let's mic up all the players. That I would watch. These little candy-ass interviews they do with the announcers, it's so boring. I don't give a shit about that. You know what I do care about, though, is I care about children getting knocked down and falling on their heads. Easy sent this one out, and I watched it 20 times in a row. It's so much fun. So
every year they do this. It is a mascot football game with like the local Pop Warner team.
Yes.
And one mascot in particular from the Braves is Blooper, who does not fuck around when he's doing the jet sweep.
No, he most certainly does not. This is awesome. All right, so the handoff. Blooper's got the ball. We got a linebacker coming in, and take it out.
And then he continues.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't get into the end zone. He's upset with himself. He felt like he could have gotten there.
That was excellent.
That was it didn't even need a stiff arm on that kid. That kid just went down.
Yeah. Every year he does this.
Yeah, so check this out. He did this the year before, and we have that footage as well. Stiff arm to the head. He's knocking kids around.
Oh, God, yes. Fucking A, that's great.
That kid went down like DeMar Hamlin. He just like, Dunzo. Very impressive. So I guess I didn't know a lot about Blooper. Yeah. I don't know how I've missed this whole thing.
He's actually a relatively new mascot because you might remember from when we were kids, the Braves had Chief Nakahoma, the Native American who would dance in the outfield. They don't have him anymore for some reason. I can't
What happened?
Why.
Weird.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? It's because the Native Americans can't hold a job down because they're all drunks and they'll show up on time. Is that why? Am I wrong about that?
Well, I think I saw him at Happy Hour with Chief Wahoo from, from Cleveland. Yeah, so you might be right. But Blooper. There's another clip that I found too of Blooper. It's a mascot on mascot violence. And I think that it'll tell you a little bit about what you need to know, and then we can kind of walk people through the history of Blooper a little bit, some of what he's been up to.
I love it. This guy's great. I'm a fan.
Fuck yeah!
Just a foot right to the face of a charging mascot, charging duck.
Kicked the whatever that bird mascot is literally right in the face.
Is that the eagle?
Awesome.
I think that might be the eagle. I don't know what the fuck that is, but that was fantastic.
I think that might be the mascot for the Brooklyn Cyclones. His name is
minor
Sandy.
league team.
Yeah.
Minor league team.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that!
But
Yeah.
he takes a punch like it's nobody's business, a kick like nobody's business.
So I don't know what WWE's up to. I don't really watch that anymore. But do they have a mascots division? Because they really should. I would watch this all day.
We could get a memo to Vince McMahon's desk, I think. And
all right, one more thing we got to do to change the world for the better.
Yeah.
All right, I like it.
It's going to be a busy week for us, Carl.
We got a long list, but it's okay. All right. So the Mets broadcaster, Gary Cohen, is not a fan of Blooper. Is that right?
That is correct. And I, as much as I love the Mets broadcast booth, and of course I love Mr. Met, but I think Blooper is like an A-list top 5 mascot. And, the best is still going to be the Philly Fanatic. And I feel like I, out of obligation, have to put Mr. Met as number 2. But Blooper is amazing. So this is a comment from, I don't know, it's about a month ago. Gary Cohen made his opinion on Blooper known.
That is Blooper, who may be the worst mascot I've ever seen. What does he bite? Is that what it is? He thinks he's Hannibal Lecter.
Oh.
Or Bane from Batman.
There you go.
Where's the Fanatic when you need him?
Oh.
Wow. Shots fired.
I mean, it's a great point. Where is the Fanatic when you need him? But there's so we have a series of photos. Blooper is very active on social media. And, I don't think he wasted any time after these comments from Gary Cohen. And the quote here is, well, Gary has only seen my back as I run away with the division, so he's never seen my full glory. I mean, that's straight fire from Blooper, I would have to say right there.
Right. Absolutely.
So are they mad at Blooper?
As if he has something to do with them winning, you know?
Well, of course he does. He's getting everyone fired up. What are you talking about? You don't think mascots have anything to do with that?
If you don't cheer in the stands at a Braves game, he gives you one to the face like he did to that Eagle.
That's a good point. So is he mad at Gary Cohen? Is he mad at Blooper because the Braves are so much better than the Mets, or is he actually mad at Blooper?
I think he just thinks it's a dumb mascot. It's like, you know, because I don't know quite what he is, but it's kind of like the Philly Fanatic. And there's way worse mascots than this. There's one in Colorado called Dinger. He's a dinosaur.
Hold on,
you know?
Mr. Met is a giant baseball. It's the dumbest mascot ever.
I mean, he's what I like to call classic, Carl. He's a classic mascot.
Okay, fair enough.
They got one just like him in Cincinnati. So.
All right, let's go through this exchange online here.
Yeah. So for our audio audience, Blooper has a trash can that says Gary Cohen's opinion jar, and he was spotted at a game with that.
Okay.
It's almost like he doesn't care about this guy's opinions or something.
Yeah, he doesn't value what he has to say.
And
then the next time that the Mets were on the road in Atlanta, he tried to get a picture with the visiting broadcast booth, but he said pulled up to my biggest haters booth just to make sure he was having a bad time. Got a little shy and didn't want to be pictured, though. I wonder why, with the emoji.
Well,
so.
The idea that he knocks on the door and Gary Cohen answers it to the booth, and there's this 7-foot-tall, angry-faced Blooper looking down at him and just slams the fucking door. I love that whole concept.
It's a thing of nightmares, yeah.
But his New York hatred doesn't stop with the Mets, because he took it out on the Yankees when the Braves swept them, and the Empire State Building tweeted, told Blooper that he's been banned from the Empire State Building, and I'm not smart enough to be able to read it through our faces.
No,
but
Blooper responds to that. Good. I didn't want to fight my way through a horde of rats to get in anyway.
Yeah, I mean, how can you hate that guy? I mean, it's awesome.
It's fantastic.
I love that he's getting into a fight with the Empire State Building.
Well, it's funny when John Rocker said similar things, he got in a lot of trouble, but Blooper could get away with it for some reason.
Well, yeah, because John Rocker was slightly smaller and a little bit less cuddly,
a lot more racist. Sorry.
Yeah, okay, yeah. He was a lot more like Tukey, I guess, is a great way to describe John Rocker.
So now Blooper's going after the Dodgers, and this is one thing you cannot say in LA. Tried a Dodger dog, unimpressed. Whoa.
By the way,
not going to make any friends.
Blooper's not wrong. The traditional Dodger dog is terrible. You got to get
it's
the
not great.
Beef. Yeah, it's really not good.
I agree with you on that. So.
The next picture is kind of his crowning achievement. You have to actually look at the visuals of which letters are capitalized, and if you do that, he's posing with a replica of the Dodgers 2020 World Series ring, and it spells out Mickey Mouse ring, because a lot of people feel that the Dodgers won a Mickey Mouse World Series in 2020 after there were only 60 games that year. Yeah.
Is that why when people do that, have I just now figured out what's going on when people do that? They do capitals for some of the letters.
Yes.
I have I've never known that.
And if it's on your feed, it usually spells out Eric Zane is gay.
Yeah, yes. Probably. Is that a creative way to spell the N-word on a post?
It could be, yeah. Try it.
I'm sure no one in our audience has ever tried that, so I don't know.
So
I never knew that. Holy shit.
So Blooper is making friends everywhere he goes. No exception here at Dodger Stadium. See, the thing is, though, the guy is a trained mixed martial artist, so he's not afraid of these fans. He'll beat the shit out of them.
I don't know. I don't know if you've heard, but some bad stuff can go down at Dodger Stadium when you're wearing the opponent's jersey, Carl.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be me in Buffalo this weekend. It's going to be rough. We'll see what happens. All right, so Blooper also comments on Stephen A. Smith's first pitch at the Yankees game, which I guess wasn't great. He says, Stephen A. Smith, you pitch as well as you commentate on baseball. He's not a fan of either thing that Stephen A. Smith does on that one. So this is great because first take, Stephen A. Smith's on there, and they're talking about this first pitch he threw out, which it bounced to the plate. It wasn't great. And Steve Harvey's a guy who I used to not care about, and then I kind of disliked, and now I love him. I can't get enough Steve Harvey. Everything I see him in, I enjoy at this point.
So you're saying Celebrity Family Feud really won you over?
I think that's what it was.
Yep. Okay. Because I agree with you, by the way. I really didn't care about him, but he's great now.
All that penis innuendo, I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's great. It's the same joke every time. It always gets me. So Steve Harvey calls into the show to goof on Stephen A. Smith to his face, and I thought this is pretty good.
God.
First of all, let me.
In his defense, Javier Baez would have swung at that.
Oh shit, that's true.
So anyone who watches the Tigers, Cubs, or Mets will get that joke.
God damn.
But that was not a good first pitch.
Just imagine if Steve Harvey had ever seen Stephen A. Smith drink a beer. I feel like he would have had some comments on that.
Yay, super chats.
Mr. Kill Everything, who I met in Detroit with his lovely wife, Mrs. Kill Everything, $2. We need more mascot violence. Total mascot death. Oh, well, we're not asking for mascot death here on this program.
We want mascot to kill the kids. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah,
right. I'm not advocating.
Mascots on life support where they come out of the coma a few weeks later. That's what we're up for.
Right. All right. So because we watched that Stephen A. Smith's first pitch and Steve Harvey ripping on him, Christian put together some of his favorite first pitch fails. By the way, is there any upside to throwing out the first pitch? Why does anyone agree to do this?
Well,
you don't get paid for it.
I think if you actually groove it, if you're successful at it, since everyone sucks shit, I mean, you can look pretty cool.
If you're good at it, no one talks about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not on TV or anything.
You know, John Daly threw out a first pitch, and he threw it awesome. It was fantastic. And people talked about that. So that was like the only time I've seen somebody do it and do it well.
But that's just because he's a drunk fat slob, though. And everyone's like, there's no way he's going to be on that. Wow, holy shit.
And I bet you that clip of him throwing a good first pitch is going to be a lot harder to find than any of these ones that I dug up.
Yes.
Because no one wants to see that.
Let's start out with Baba Booey, Gary Delabate, the very famous, possibly the worst pitch, although I think I found one that's worse than that in here. But this one's pretty bad.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, what did he do? He just threw it and it hit the umpire.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ.
This is what I was afraid of. The most embarrassing ceremony of first pitch in baseball history.
This is a disaster.
So, yes, he did hit the umpire who was standing way off the plates.
That version of the clip is from a YouTube channel called Meagle. I wanted to give credit because he put some nice production in there. And by the way, Jesus Christ, that's Ron Darling. One of the broadcasters.
It was so bad. It looked like some type of visual effect from like The Matrix. You know, it was that ugly.
Yeah, if you tried to hit the umpire, it wouldn't look anything like that.
There's also there's an angle in here, and I'm not seeing it, but Artie Lang is on the field and doubles over in laughter after he throws out this pitch. It was the greatest Mets game Artie's ever been to. He couldn't have been having more fun with it. All right. So 50 Cent also threw out a first pitch. It turns out he's not a great baseball player either.
And his first pitch was not great.
Oh!
Just a bit outside.
Wow.
It's like these people, it's like he completely let go too early. It's just remarkable how bad that is.
Well, sometimes you're trying to get a lot of spin on the ball.
Is it just that you shouldn't throw out first pitches for the Mets? I mean, that's the common thread between these first two.
Who is Carly Rae Jepsen?
She is a Canadian singer, and she had a hit that I might be able to reference after we watch the clip, and then you might remember the song.
All right.
First pitch of the ball game, Carly Rae Jepsen. This is all I'm going to tell you is you're going to have to go back
She gives it a great effort here, but you're going to have to go back to 2009, the official belt holder for the worst ever first pitch of a ball game.
Now that was the opposite, where she held on to it too long there, Eric. I mean, that ball traveled about 2.5 feet.
But that one right there is going to give it a...
I believe it's 90 feet to the plate from the pitcher's mound, right? Something like that?
Yeah.
Or is that
she got
and
she got about 15 feet. Does that sound about right, Carl?
Well, in the air, I would say 2 or 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3
possibly. Yeah, I mean it rolled some of the way.
So that pitch says, "Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy.
Yeah.
Here's a baseball to the backstop." So yes, that was her song.
Now I see.
I remember. I love that
I
song.
remember.
Jesus.
you would have.
All right, and then the Kardashians. All 3 of them throwing out a first pitch.
Did you see our video? No,
3 catchers. 4 of them.
Oh, God. Oh, that's a bad idea.
Oof.
Well,
that is not good.
Who didn't see that coming?
It's the rare occasion where the Kardashians see so many white balls hitting people in the face.
And then Mark Wahlberg, a guy who you would think if you watched him with his, what is it, Good Vibration, New Sensation video.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. I mean, the guy was buff, ripped. He looked like he's probably a great athlete. You'd think he'd be good at sports from the streets of Boston. And this is not great.
Ever thrown Mark Wahlberg to Dustin Pedroia? It was sort of. That was nearly 4 years ago. Look out behind everybody, right?
And that was such a disappointment because, he's such an athlete, right?
Ted would have been ashamed.
Oh, thank you, Pimperson. It's 60 feet to the mound, 90 feet to the base. I knew that. As soon as I said 90, I went, that's not right. Thank you for your help.
Wahlberg with the bottle of water in one hand. He doesn't have enough time to set the bottle on the ground and then just, I can do this. And then, what a mess.
Maybe that's a cornhole technique. I know for me, I need to have the beer in my left hand while I'm throwing the beanbag with my right.
Okay.
So maybe that's one of those types of things.
Do you think that Mark is extra upset because he knows that Donnie could have done that better than him?
That's not good. All right. I don't have Mariah Carey for some reason. I see it on my note sheet, but I don't have it in my clip list. I'm assuming she's not good at throwing a baseball either.
She's not. It's in Japan, and you know what we'll do? We'll dust that off next week. I think
that sounds
people
good.
have had enough bad clips, but Mariah Carey is definitely, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Right.
Of the ones that we watched, Gary's is probably still the worst because you can see that it hurt him the most. Everybody else kind of shrugs it off.
Yeah, no one else had to talk about it at work for the next 4 months straight. So yeah, there is
one of those clips where Gary Cohen says like, "Oh, well, that clip's going to follow him around for the next 2 years," and that was 17 or 15 years ago, I think.
Of course, Howard probably wouldn't reference it now because he
no,
wouldn't want to hurt Gary's feelings.
No, he would say, "Hey, buddy, you tried your best, and that's all that matters."
Oh no, you can still rip on Gary. That's still allowed.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? That hasn't changed.
Guys, I have a treat. You guys don't know about this, but I have a one of the best moments in broadcasting history for us to end the show.
Might have happened a long, long time ago, but let's discuss with Carl and Christian who are these moments in broadcasting history.
This one comes in from Paul E. Ogre, and you gotta love the anchor's initial reaction to this. You guys might have seen this before. It's a classic and it's a fun one.
A Boise, Idaho woman is considered a medical miracle. Laura Esterman was struck by lightning nearly a month ago, and she was considered officially dead. Thankfully, CPR from her mom revived her heart, but she laid in a coma for 2 weeks, and then she defied all odds and woke up. Well, obviously, there was a problem with that tape. She doesn't really sound like that. She doesn't remember the accident, but the evidence is clear. I am so sorry. Laura's learning to walk again after the lightning burned her legs, and we'll have more on that story and hopefully get that tape fixed for you.
She turned into Max Headroom after getting hit by lightning. That's pretty cool.
Oh God! And his reaction that was fantastic.
Well, his ability to just roll with it, I think. He was so natural. I think that's why that's a great clip.
All right. Well, Christian, I want to thank you once again for you and Eric really put together a fantastic episode for us of Who Are These Broadcasters. Where can people find you, Christian?
Well, you can find my personal podcast, The Blackcast, BLADTCAST, wherever you find audio podcasts, and the YouTube channel. And in mere minutes over on the Blackcast YouTube channel, our new episode will be a very special episode where we highlight some of the very special episodes from our favorite sitcoms. We got the Different Strokes Bicycle Shop, the Too Close for Comfort, where Jim J. Bullock is raped by two women and it's entirely played for laughs for half an hour. And the episode of What's Happening with the Doobie Brothers. It was a two-parter, and I think we all learned a lot from that. So you can find that on the Blackcast.
Sounds like it'll be
a lot.
Sounds like it'll be a little uncomfortable over there.
No. We have fun. It's all right. And we learn a little, Carl. We learn a little over
Good.
there.
I like to learn lessons when I'm watching sitcoms and special episodes. Eric Zane from the Eric Zane Show podcast. Where can people find what you're up to, sir?
A great start is the free podcast. I do it daily at 8 a.m. And then what I do on Twitch becomes the audio podcast, which you can find wherever you download shows. And Twitch, you can find me, Eric Zane Live, where tomorrow we're looking forward to breaking down how much tit sweat John Jamingo, the Philly Fanatic, produces in one show.
Wow. Well, definitely have to tune in for that. That's exciting.
I wasn't going to watch, but now I'm in.
Yeah, now I'm in. And of course, whoarethese.com is where you go to find all things Who Are These podcasts, Who Are These Broadcasters, which is this show, Who Are These Socials, my buddy Blind Mike. And we do have our own feed now. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to subscribe to the podcast, I would appreciate that. Please go to your podcasting app, look for Who Are These Broadcasters, and subscribe to that so that every week this shows up on your podcasting app and you can listen whenever you would like to, whenever it's convenient for you. Yes, Eric?
I just wanted to add, I added to the Patreon a whole segment where we read people wishing death upon me on these Who Are These Podcasts subreddit. It's fantastic.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I'd love some of that content to make its way onto this show, sir, if you don't mind. That's great.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Maybe we can start reading from some of those. I did get one within the past week that has 2 words that you wouldn't catch me saying in a single post. So, yeah, that could be fun.
All right. Well, I don't think you're an F slur. Christian, you ready to call it?
Yeah, I would just like to remind everybody that every mic is a hot mic, but not every sauce is a hot sauce.
Who Are These Broadcasts are doing the work for people.
The mainstream media makes tremendous mistakes. Let's find out.
Oh, come on. It's no joke. We are doing it. We are having fun. Or these broadcasters are making sure you get the narrative.
Carl, Christian, both are doing a tremendous job. Probably the best job anyone has ever done. Lots of people are saying that the best podcast there ever was. Who Are These Broadcasters is on your site to observe and report.
Who Are These Broadcasters? With Carl and Christian. You know, folks, it's really no different than a police officer running to the scene of a crime or a firefighter running into a burning building. It's what they do.